Welcome back to you, neighbors. Thank you so much for joining us for our WPTV Back to School special.
Yeah, we're going to get to that and a lot more this half hour, including helping students with their mental health. And how about those students preparing to apply for colleges? We're talking about that as well. First, the price of getting students back to school safely during the pandemic, it's going to be high.
Well, school districts will be shelling out more money for safety precautions. They're already facing tight budgets with our slumping economy. Tonight, Contact 5 investigator Dave Bowman tallies up those numbers.
Like so many school systems across Florida, St. Lucie County will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on personal protective equipment for students and teachers returning to class. And it has budgeted millions for laptop computers for kids who are deciding to stay at home and learn online. In Port St. Lucie, a warehouse with barrels of liquid for hand sanitizers, boxes of face masks and face shields, now on its way to classrooms.
Okay, so we get a large supply at the beginning of school. Is that going to be ongoing? Is it coming to us every month, every week?
Social studies teacher Nicolette Owens wants enough protection to keep from getting infected at the school and bringing the coronavirus home.
Teachers are already, nervous.
Contact 5 found the pandemic costly for school districts. Indian River Schools recently bought 6,000 laptop computers for kids opting to stay at home. It's budgeted more than $78,000 for personal protective equipment. Okeechobee County not returning Contact 5's request for PPE or computer spending. Martin County spent $1.4 million on what it calls COVID-related expenditures, but Martin did not break down how much of that was for PPE. That district paying $2.58 million for computers for those choosing to learn online. The much larger Palm Beach County School District plans on spending more than $5.6 million on PPE, even though schools will be closed to students at the beginning of the year. Palm Beach County also spending $22 million on computers for the 175,000 students in the district. St. Lucie County planning on spending almost $8 million on laptops for students opting to learn online. And for the classrooms, more than $380,000 in the budget for PPE.
I'm confident that it's gonna go well. I'm glad that we've had extra time to plan.
Eric Graff teaches at Morningside Elementary School in St. Lucie County. He says the 2-week delay for opening schools gives online teachers time to set up for remote learning, and for classroom teachers like him, more time for social distancing plans.
It's a huge undertaking. It's a big challenge, but teachers are so resilient.
We're supposed to be 6 feet or more apart. That's pretty hard to do in a regular classroom.
Nicolette Owens and other teachers worry about their safety. School administrators wonder how much state and federal governments will kick in for the millions they're forced to spend on pandemic protection. In Port St. Lucie, Dave Bowman, WPTV News Channel 5.
Now, all school districts heading back will require everyone to wear a face mask when they can't properly social distance. And many parents have expressed to us that it's really hard for a young child to keep that mask on. We can only imagine the conversations happening at your house. Well, doctors say you, the parent, you are the key in all of this. They say leading by example will be the best way to get your child to wear his or her mask at school. And they also suggest talking about the topic and getting your child's feedback, that's really important.
What do you think about wearing a mask? They're like, I don't want to wear a mask. I hate wearing a mask. I know, me too. I wish that we didn't have to do it too. And I'm hoping this is just for a little bit. Empathizing with them, but also saying, but this is what we need to do for right now.
Now, in many districts, students can only take their masks off when they have permission from a staff member. Well, going back to school safely also means checking in on your child's mental health. Experts warn that children may need a lot more support this year. WPTV News Channel 5's Spira Rayford spoke with a Boca Raton counselor about some ways to help.
Parents, as you prepare your children to head back to school, we know you want them to excel at topics like math, English, and science. But mental health experts say it's also important to figure out how your kid learns best. From snack time to playtime, Emiliano Brooks and his daughters like to keep busy.
What are you working on? day to day is try to keep a schedule.
And as Brooks prepares for another virtual school year, he says keeping his 8 and 10-year-old on a schedule with extra activities is the key to his success.
The only thing that changed was instead of jumping in the car and driving to school, they would go and check their email in the morning to see what their teacher had sent them and get prepared and then have breakfast and then start to school.
Licensed mental health counselor Ashley Lysing says a routine can help give your child a feeling of stability and control they may have lost because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Once that feeling is restored, she suggests taking time to get to know your children even better.
It goes away.
So I think one of the most important things is to start to learn their child's learning style and really get curious with their child and start to have a conversation with how they might learn, and then really setting up a separate learning space.
In August, Therapeutic Oasis of the Palm Beaches will start testing children's learning styles.
Whether it's auditory, visual, kinesthetic, those are the 3 different types, and yet a child is probably going to be more dominant in one type.
For single mom Rita Driscoll, teaching her 12-year-old daughter from home started out a little bumpy.
Watching Jocelyn kind of withdraw, she wasn't able to see any of her friends.
She says finding out her daughter's learning style helps.
And we discovered that she has, she's an audible learner.
Driscoll says it's not only helped her schoolwork, but their mother-daughter bond.
She's just that super happy-go-lucky type girl.
Reporting in Boca Raton, Sabir Raper, WPTV News Channel 5.
You know, state universities are dealing with the same thing as local school districts, how to keep students and professors safe. Coming up, an inside look at how campus life is changing during this pandemic.
Our lists are very similar to years past. It's just our expectations for the students are slightly different.
Back to school shopping. It is the tax-free weekend. We'll break down the best ways to save on supplies when we come back.